On today's show, how do you turn down $1 billion? I'm Jay Adelson, and I'm the founder and chairman of Revision 3. I've built a number of companies. I've been hired as a CEO, and I've even been fired as one. For example, Equinix is a company I took public in 2000, and now has a market cap of over $4 billion. In 2008, I was incredibly honored to have been selected as one of Time Magazine's most influential people in the world. My goal is to pass on some of this knowledge to you, the budding entrepreneurs, and hopefully leave you with some words of wisdom. This episode of Ask Jay is brought to you by Audible. Today's question comes from Jordan in San Rafael, California, who asks, Jay, I heard that Groupon turned down a $6 billion offer. Why the F would they do that? Well, Jordan, that's a very good question. I get asked this question a lot when stories about entrepreneurs turning down offers, appear in the media. I guess the first thing you got to know is that a lot of times these stories really aren't entirely accurate. There's a lot of details that happen in the background because when you get an offer for a company, it's not just a pile of cash. There's terms associated with that offer, like maybe you have to work at that company for 4 years. Maybe you personally, the entrepreneur, don't get as much of the take that you thought you were going to get as part of the process. Interesting goals for what your business will become after the acquisition may not agree with you and what kind of entrepreneur you are. And so there's lots of details you don't know. But let's just assume for the moment that $6 billion of actual just cash was offered to Groupon. Or I've heard stories, like for example, Facebook was offered a lot of money, maybe $1 billion from Yahoo. What happens here? And I do believe that there is a certain insider knowledge that an entrepreneur has. You're looking at the metrics of your company. You're looking at the revenue coming in at any given day. And you might have data which suggests that maybe your company isn't worth that much today, but you have every reason to believe and be confident that it's going to grow and be something much, much bigger. And so it really is that balancing act, whether or not you honestly believe now's the time to go ahead and take the money and run, or is the future going to bring you even more wealth? I'll tell you that as a general rule, when I talk to entrepreneurs about this issue, my advice is if somebody offers you $1 billion, you say yes. Okay, well, I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to figure out, whether or not really an offer is any good in just a minute. But first, let's thank our sponsor. Audible.com is the leading provider of downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. With over 75,000 titles, you can find books in every genre, from science fiction, thriller and drama, to comedy, business, and history. All books can be downloaded to your iPod MP3 player and played back anywhere, anytime. So go to audiblepodcast.com/AskJay to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. I know that, for example, I downloaded Good to Great, Why Some Companies Make the Leap and Others Don't by Jim Collins. But you can get any book you like. Just go to audiblepodcast.com/AskJay for your free book. Okay, today's homework assignment is to figure out whether or not this offer is actually worth taking. You really have to look at that offer and break it down into its components. I guess the first part is the cash number high enough? Do you think that it actually meets the goals that you've set for the company? What are the terms of the deal as it relates to yourself as founders? Do you have, for example, holdback provisions that keep you working for the company for a period of time to get the proceeds from the sale, and are those okay with you? Is there adequate provisions for your employees? Are your employees taken care of? A good example of this might be, what happens if the acquiring company buys you and then 2 months later fires some of those employees that you love? How are they protected from this? Is there things like double trigger provisions that would accelerate their ownership so they get paid out? And of course, there needs to be some kind of long-term strategic alignment between your company and the acquiring company. So if they're going to come in and change the whole business in a way that makes you incredibly unhappy and really destroys the entire proposition that you started the whole thing for, make sure you're okay with that. Some entrepreneurs, as long as they get their money, money's green, it's fine, it doesn't matter. But I know a lot of entrepreneurs, I'd say the majority of entrepreneurs I work with, really don't want to see their vision compromised. So figure out which one of these entrepreneurs you are, take a look at that, and most of all, get a great corporate attorney. Bring that corporate attorney in to look at that term sheet and all those little fine details and make sure everything is fair and well thought through. Thanks for watching. I'm Jay Adelson. Remember, please send your questions to AskJay@revision3.com. Upload a video response or follow me at Jay Adelson on Twitter. If the question is really embarrassing or strange, we might actually put it on the air. So until next time, I'll see you later.